Hey guys, my beloved YouTube family. Okay, David Lux asked me if I was going to go live again this evening, and I said sure thing. And so I am back, probably for just a half hour. I wanted to go through the table of contents for the Spirit Keeper Tarot. So I'm just going to give it a few moments. I know it always takes a bit of time before Facebook sends out its notifications. And I do not have the hard copy of the book in hand. I just have the PDF version. The hard copy book was ordered and it's on its way. But what I love about the PDF version, being that, welcome Oswald, I'll explain to you why. Being that the book is so thick, it's I think about 475 pages. So not always something easy to carry around. And it's nice to have, what do you call it? Hold on one second. It's nice to be able to have a PDF version of it. And my PDF version is being used on my Samsung tablet. It's a tablet, it's a couple of years old. I think it's a Samsung A. And so again, this is Spirit Keeper's Tarot. And I did do a walkthrough video earlier. So here I will put that there just for reference. And this is the little white book that came with it. Oswald, did you get a chance to see the video that I did earlier? I did so many videos today. Actually, how many did I do? Did I do one early this morning? I think I did. Yes. Wow, you're right. I did 3 videos so far today, and this is the 4th video. I think this is a record. Earlier, I unboxed live Crow Tarot by Marguerite M.J. Coulinet. This was an Indiegogo back deck, independent deck. And before that, I did Spirit Keepers. And actually, earlier this morning, I did hexagram number 18, which was really timely. And so, I'm just going to take the cards out. And again, here's the box, beautifully illustrated by the illustrious Benebell Wen. Can you tell I'm a fan? I'm not her #1 fan, but I am a fan nonetheless. I appreciate her knowledge that she shares, and what I most value and appreciate about her is how much she's willing to give. She gives a lot. Just check out her website and you can see. Sounds like the music next door is picking up. So I've already gone through the deck and I'm not really going to do that again. These are the 3 Fool's cards that come with the deck. The Initiate, the Seeker, and then the Keeper. Because, you know, first you become an initiate and then you start seeking the knowledge. Once you have it, the spirit, you become a keeper. So we're going to just put that there. And we're going to look at the Book of Maps. And this is read through one of my, I think it's PDF something, Easy PDF Reader, which is Android operating system application. And I have it on night mode. Greetings, David Lux. I am here because you asked me earlier if I was going to do another live, and I said that I was. And so I wanted to make sure I kept my word. I'm probably not going to be on very long, maybe 20 minutes. So the Book of Maps. which is a beautiful soft cover 9x6 book that's on its way. And of course, it has a black cover, much like this, and design. But I thought it would be nice to go through the PDF version. Thank you. I thought it would be cool to go through the PDF version just a little bit so I could show you the table of contents. So, Book of Maps, Reference Manual to the Spirit Keeper's Tarot. Saper aud. Now, my Latin, so I'm doing the best I can with pronunciation. Dare to know. Let me know if you're able to see. Let's see, I don't know if I should put something underneath to help prop that up a bit. I don't know if that's going to help. Hopefully there's not too much glare on the screen. Okay. The Recording Angel. Book of Remembrance. This sort of struck me because in the Jewish tradition, during Yom Kippur, the High Holy Days, it's all about may you be inscribed in the Book of Life. So I'm not sure which comes first, the Book of Remembrance or the Book of Life. Here, there, everywhere. Welcome, Niche. Okay, so this is the Recording Angel. Angel who records. Angel who records, whose hand seals upon the book of remembrance, who bears witness to all, to enumerate every deed since creation, from the beginning of the world to this day. From my cradle to my grave, I invoke you to read to me, to show me, to transcribe upon my heart, to place upon the mantle of my mind the pages of the book I petition for. Let it be the truth. Let that truth, come what may, ever be used to work the highest good, and may it be. So there we go. This sort of reminds me of like a Shviti, the sacred name. And then she puts the Lord's Prayer here. Yes, yes, yes. So this is her, Nish says, I love Benebell. This is Benebell's finished product for the first limited edition run of her tarot deck, Nish. And I'm not sure if you saw the unboxing video that I did earlier. I know that I had given you the link to download the original 22 major arcana that she had initially created. And then from there, she decided to create the entire deck, including a reworking of the 22 majors. So if you're looking to get the deck, at the very least, you can get the 22 major arcana from her website and the book that goes along with it. The whole premise is on contacting your guardian angel, the Lord's Prayer, and you don't, have to be Christian to appreciate the construct of this prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive others their trespasses against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. And we always have to be reminded to look at the moon and not the finger pointing to the moon. And there you go. I love that image. Look at those Merkabas. Even when I'm like right here right now and I'm holding my hand out, I can actually feel my palms vibrating, just imagining the Merkabas. For whosoever looks upon her will feel her emanations of formidable and almighty light. What had been drained from my body is hereby restored. What had been empty inside of me is now filled with edifying tonic. She is the healer of healers, the guide of guides, luminary to the luminaries. She gives strength to those who must be strong. She lights the path for those who light the way. She lights my path so that I might always find my way. Hopefully this is in the window enough for everyone. There is no science so ancient as that of symbolism. And let's see if I can hold this image up a little bit more. Are you able to see? I know it's not the greatest, and if you're on a cell phone, it doesn't make a difference anyway. Okay. Table of contents. The author's introduction and the statement. It is powerful. My gosh, you are right, Nish. It is very powerful. Design statement, ordering of the keys, and I will briefly read a little bit here and there. I just wanted to give you an idea of the table of where's the physical deck? Right here. Here's the box. Let's see. It says, in decachordo salterio cum cantico in citara. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. See how easily I get distracted? Nam et si ambulavero. In medio umbre mortis, non ti mebo mala quoniam tu mecam es. I know any of you Latin speakers out there are probably cringing. Sorry, I had it completely turned up when I was reading it. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. We know that is from Psalms. I believe it's Psalms 20, the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And here is physical deck. Just leaving that in the box for now. Okay, ordering of the keys. What is a beneficent spirit? Initiation, gaining access. Your holy guardian angel. These are all the subtitles. Ritual coloring of the book of maps, just like what's his name, Paul Foster Case before her. She also recommends intimately getting to know your deck by coloring it. And in the kit, so when you order the deck, you receive a PDF kit, and in the PDF kit comes this book. She also sends you the link so that you can order directly from Lulu a printed hard copy of the book, and she only gets 50 cents for the book printed, not even that. The book is pretty much at baseline price. And what else was I going to say? Oh, and there's also a coloring book that comes, a PDF version of the tarot coloring book. So you get a full-size version of the 22 major arcana. How freaking cool is that? I'm going to hold this up a bit. Okay. Why ritual coloring works. Holy anointing oil. She even gives you a recipe for creating a holy anointing oil, or, make your own. Setting the impermeable shield. She's all about, whether you want to call it creating your circle, but creating a shield of holy protection around you when you're working with the cards. Landscape of an inner universe. Landscapes of an inner universe. So that's the first chapter, initiation. So the second chapter is seeking. Gaining knowledge, the four sacred relics. Seeking glory, the inner flame, seeking to heal, the inner dew. Seeking dominion, the inner wind. Seeking the mysteries, the inner quarry. Oh, I like that word. I like that phrase, the inner quarry. What kind of image does that bring up? Oh, cool. Yes. Oh, actually, I was on Nox Mente several months ago. I don't even remember. I think was it back in January or February? Okay. I got distracted. Okay. Dialogue with an angel. Again, the deck is all about um, is all about connecting with your holy guardian angel. Because through your holy guardian angel, that's where you're able to receive your power to be able to really truly create and do in life what your mission here was, meant to do. Kundalini awakening, accessing the Akashic records, on accessing the Akashic records. Benebell created a video. It's video number 10, Spirit Keepers number 10 video, and her thoughts and ideas on accessing the Akashic records. And one of the really cool things is what I also appreciate about Benebell Wen. She tries to encourage you to take back your own power and your own personal authority. As she puts it, you don't need someone with who's super duper special master to grant you permission to do your own personal magic. You don't need a certification from anyone. You don't need a certification from someone to access the Akashic records or anything. I don't want my reflection showing in there. Let me move over. Improv. So, and let's see, accessing the Akashic records and Akashic records reading. So she gives a demonstration on how to do a reading. And she's also replete with invocations and prayers and meditations. Speaking of prayers, okay, you have improvisational reading, intuitive reading, daily book of prayer, conversing with a spirit, the tarot as a spirit talking board, question mark. And this is specifically where she talks about making sure that you have your shield of protection anytime you're working with tarot. Recipe for the bread of life, tarot reading spreads for every day, a daily reading spread, seeing the unseen, petition for keys spread, 9-card general diagnostic. Welcome, Pavel. It sure is, Nish. Nish says many reasons, the many reasons that makes Benebell so great. I just hope that she is getting some self-care nurturing. She and her husband, because they have been working overtime. And I think I mentioned it before. There are people that really gave her a hard time because she had to delay some things. They had the tarot conference in the UK, and so they weren't able to ship things out as early as they thought. And, there were a little bit of delays and people weren't patient. And hey, they lost out because she is quick to refund you your money and say, keep a stepping. I bet you guys are reading the lines on my hands, eh? Becoming the keeper. Who is the spirit keeper? Spreads for revealing a spirit presence, spirit petitions, invocation references, petitioning the angels, premise of the keys as summons, healing yourself after readings, herbs and stones for angelic connections. And she does not think of angels as that fluffy, pastel-y, new agey stuff. Major arcana, primordial realm, and then the significator. So in her deck, the significator is always represented by key 0. And there's 3 key zeros. Key 0 corresponds to the Fool's card in the traditional Rider Waite. The initiate, the seeker, and the keeper. You guys see my reflection in there? I'm trying to remain incognito. It's not working. Reviewing your spiritual journey. Yes, your spiritual journey. First septenary, integrate the self. Tell me about it, Nish. I'm having some issues right now that I'm dealing with other people, and yes, they trip me out. So, First 7 cards integrate the self. Second 7 cards integrate the cosmos. Doctrine of the Grail and the Two Paths. Third septenary, third set of 7 cards, integrate the divine. Your holy and guardian angel and the majors, then the minor arcana, 7 lower realms. And then she goes through the elemental suits, realms of 4, building, 4 scepters. Oh, I like this. I've never seen not that I've gone through a whole lot of tarot books, but it's interesting how she breaks it down. She does talk about the elemental suits, so there looks to be about 7, 7 pages dedicated to the elemental suits. But then the realms of 4, building, the 4 scepter, the demiurge, the 4 of chalices, the 4 swords. So she goes through the numbers and puts them into what they correspond with. The realm of 5s, expanding, the realms of 6, nurturing. So you have the 6 of scepters, 6 of chalices, swords, and orbs. So I guess orbs, I believe, if I'm not wrong, orbs is like pentacles, chalices, cups, swords, and scepters, wands. Realms of 6 is nurturing, realms of 7, reasoning, realms of 8, manifesting, realms of 9, culminating. What a way to really work in that numerology. Realms of 10, mounting, minor arcana, 7 upper realms, the aces. Thank you, Paul. He called me on it once again. Okay. All right. Where did we go? Minor arcanum, 7 upper realms, realm of aces, nucleic seeds. Ace of scepters, sacred fire. Ace of chalices, holy water. Ace of swords, sacred cinnabar. Ace of orbs, bread of life. Now it makes sense why that title. Realms of 2, provision. Realms of 3, fruition. The 4 Empyrean courts. The holy guardians of scepters. Holy and guardians of chalices. Holy guardians of swords. Holy and guardians of orbs. Significant incidences of negative cards, reading with reversals, mysticism and creative visualization, tarot and the 7 mystic arts, invocation and evocation of spirits, evocation of Waite and Crowley. Not sure if I'm quite ready for that, but hermeticism and the spirit keepers tarot. Actually, that was my native land niche. I'm not there currently, but my second son is, because he's at the university there in grad school. Let's see. Cultural integration and the Presca Theologia card and box design about the author. Okay, so where can we start? And the reason why the book looks like this, reason why the PDF looks like this is because I have it in night mode, because I like to not burn my eyeballs out. I usually put everything on night mode, and I have twilight on my Android. That's my, David, yeah, that's my native land. That's where I was born and lived part of my life. And I still have family there. I haven't been there since I was 16, 15, so I have not been there in probably 35 years. But now that my son is at grad school there, I will be going to visit, hopefully soon. So, so there's her hand actually drawing one of the cards. I'm just trying to see. And there she is. Oh, if you look on YouTube, you will see her book of those. OMG Nish. Did you see the video with Benebell's Book of Shadows? It itself is a work of art. It, I can't even explain how beautiful. Okay. In about 17 days, exactly on a full moon in Capricorn, I, Benebell Wen, completed line drawings for the major arcana. And after completing Key 21, the world, I looked back on the Fool card I had drawn in the beginning and was dissatisfied, so redrew the Fool, which I had renamed the Initiate. Thus, for the majors, I began with Key 0 and yet also ended with Key 0, which of course makes sense because you go right back to the beginning. So she talks about how initially she was doing the deck. It was for her own personal edification. People were falling in love with it. Guess what? She offered the deck, freely offered it to the public. Of course, asked if people would be kind to make a donation, exchange of energy. Look at that. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Welcome, Julia. This is Spirit Keepers Tarot. I don't know if you came in. This is Spirit Keepers Tarot by Benebell Wen. So there's her name. You can put her name in a search engine or type it all together with .com at the end to check out her website. This is the initial first edition, which was limited to 1,000 copies, which she hand consecrated and signed. Okay, there you go. Woohoo! Yep. And for those of you who missed the first edition, the next edition will come out sometime in 2019. And if you wanted something to hold you over, as long as it's still available, you can download from Benebell Wen's website the original first 22 major arcana that she drew. And this just gives you an idea of, gives you an idea. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we're just going to go on through here. And let's see. Design statement. So maybe I'll read some of the design statement. You can kind of have a background, and then we can maybe leave it here. We'll see how it goes. Design statement. A speculative. Wait a minute. Let me check. Okay, it's the same as in here. All right. Okay, so this is her design statement. A speculative and oft-cited premise in Western occultism is that tarot cards are living beings and that there is a spirit embodying each one. Each card is ascribed certain characteristics, tendencies of behavior, and qualities, just like any sentient creature. It's subject to predictable habit, but also subject to spontaneity in any arbitrary moment. Modern-day tarot readers dismiss that premise as superstition. I did too. In face of science and contemporary rationalism, animism, this belief that objects, such as a deck of cards, might possess an animated spirit essence is ridiculed, even censured. To believe that a deck of cards can hold spirited life is to reveal an unsophisticated intellect. Now, let's all keep in mind, Benebell is a corporate attorney. Talk about balance. Yet, that is exactly the point where I start my journey with crafting this tarot deck. What if there is a roster of known essential spirit energies in our universe that influence human events, both on the macroscopic and microscopic, and if encoded in just the right manner, a tarot deck really, in any intelligently designed system, can become much more than just pieces of cardstock? What if there really is a mad method to giving a tarot deck sentience? My ambition was to transform lines of ink and pieces of cardstock through a precise formulaic code and intelligent design into a sentient roster of spirit calling cards. A tarot reader who wields such a roster would then become a spirit keeper. My ambition was to give life. I have set out to craft a tarot deck by a precise formula that can and will enliven every manifestation of that deck into living beings. That is the aspirational premise with which I began the journey of creating the Spirit Keeper's Tarot. Although the intricate or busy art style of this deck might give the first impression that it is going to be complex, I assure you it is not. I aspire to design a tarot deck that any Rider-Waite-Smith or Thoth reader would be able to pick up and start reading without any dependency on a guidebook, except to the Thoth readers. They'll need to make do with the Strength card in the position of 8 and the Justice card in the position of 11, key 11. Also, Crowley, to be fair, others noted that the keys of the major arcana should be written with Roman numerals, not Arabic numerals. However, here I have opted to go with all Arabic numerals for numbering the major keys, in part as a tribute to Leonardo da Pisa, who was around 1175 to 1250, who is often credited for popularizing popularizing the Arabic numeral system in Europe. By the way, he's better known as Fibonacci. I learned that when I read this the first time. I was like, oh, cool. He is better known as Fibonacci, the namesake for Fibonacci numbers, forming the spiral sequence and a fundamental basis in sacred geometry. See what I did here? Considering a more global perspective, the Hindu-Arabic numeral system historically was used across a broader region of our world than the Roman numerals. And so, in this seemingly minor decision, I have taken a very particular stand. For each and every card, I've referenced Waite's pictorial key and Crowley's Book of Thoth, so that I would include their intentions for each card as best as I could, while still designing the cards in a way that expressed me. However, Waite and Crowley differed and disagreed significantly on the interpretation of many keys in the tarot. So harmonizing both approaches wasn't always easy. I acknowledge that some of the resulting cards I've drawn might end up alienating both camps. Nonetheless, rudimentary knowledge of either the Rider-Waite-Smith or Thoth should be more than sufficient for operating Spirit Keeper's Tarot. Apply your approach to tarot reading to the cards and go from there. For the court cards, just remember that all the page cards feature the rook chess piece with a sealed envelope in the bottom right corner. All knight cards feature the elemental in a septagon along with a horse. All queens feature shields, and all kings feature a magic square and are tilted archangel. With those points in mind, proceed with the courts as you would with any other tarot deck. If, however, you seek to read the Empyrean courts aligned with my original intention as the deck creator, then, in my approach, the court cards in Spirit Keeper's Tarot always represent guardian spirits that are around the querent, which admittedly does require a certain degree of religious faith, and there therefore can be omitted entirely from your practice if such faith is not there. And seeking to make their presence known, ancestors can embody the courts. Deities can also embody the outline of the court cards imagery, so they are not necessarily angels. And pardon me, I just need to take a sip of water. I I have the Golden Dawn Ritual Magic Tarot by Cicero. I think that's the name. I really like that one. I am not advanced in any of that, but I do really love using their cards for my own personal altar work and meditation. Okay, where was I? Welcome. Who just came on? Okay, let me do some shout outs. Welcome, Haunted by the Truth. Nish. Welcome, David Lux. Welcome, Pavel. And I think that's welcome, Julia. I think that's all we have on right now. And the rest of you who are watching in the background in anonymity, welcome. So where was I? Okay. Ancestors can embody the courts. Deities can also embody the outline of the court cards imagery, so they are not necessarily angels. This applies to the major arcana cards as well. Now and then, deities might make their presence known through the majors in a reading. If you work with archangels, then the kings are always the presence of archangels or prominent gods or goddesses at the top of the hierarchy in their respective pantheon. I've also illustrated Spirit Keeper's Tarot with the purpose of conveying esoteric knowledge and creating a comprehensive platform for divine transmissions. I'm just going to take these out a minute just to hold them for reference. Are these upside down? That sounds. Isn't that an awesome sound? Initiate, the seeker, and the keeper. Okay. I'll leave that there. I've also illustrated Spirit Keeper's Tarot for the purpose of conveying esoteric knowledge and creating a comprehensive platform for divine transmissions. To that end, a deck such as this one requires intricacy of symbolism and allegory. Each card is also designed to tell a story. Can you see a story in this one? Each card is also designed to tell a story. To introduce you to a complete psychic realm and to invite you to pathwork and journey into that realm. And I think I mentioned in previous video, Benebell also creates a metaphysical day planner. The one for 2019, you can order it now. I ordered my copy. She asked if you would like your birth chart in it. You can give her your date of birth and time and place and all of that, and she creates an entire chart for you to have in there. She has, I don't know if it's called Spirit Pack or I can't remember, but you can decide which set of information you want. Chinese esoterica, Western hermetics, different things. I opted for the Chinese esoterica. She's got all the planetary stuff, the full moon, new moon, all of that. So that's with the metaphysical day planner. I don't know how this woman comes up with all to be able to do all of this. Yes. For right now, the easiest way, I will post a link, but if you just go to her website, this is benebellwen.com. And of course, no spaces and a website ever. All right, let's put that there. From the early Egyptian and Greek mystery tradition, you know what? While I read, I will just hold up a different card as I'm reading. From the early Egyptian and Greek mystery tradition down the ages to Freemasonry, and even in the Reconstructionist mystery traditions of the modern era, the science of occult traditions that the seeker undertakes knowledge of are veiled in allegory. Did I not read that right? Let's see. From the early Egyptian and Greek mystery traditions down the ages to Freemasonry, and even in the Reconstructionist mystery traditions of the modern era, the science of the occult traditions that the seeker undertakes knowledge of are veiled in allegory. Yeah, I missed that word of. Are veiled in allegory. Symbolism encoded into rituals. The tradition's religious iconography, religious and alchemical text or grimoires, and parables are designed to instruct an initiate on the tradition's teaching. In other words, it is through imparting symbolism that esoteric and occult teachings take place, not in the literal transmission of ideas or practices. Pictorial keys are not spoken or written words. Pictorial keys, not spoken or written words, illuminate the mind's darkness. The intricate or busy, quote unquote, busy art styles of the medieval and Renaissance periods were deeply symbolic and intended to transmit esoteric knowledge. Alchemical texts are a classic example. Illustrations of lions, eagles, serpents, eggs, etc., interacting with one another were symbolic of specific alchemical instructions and processes. The illustrations were by necessity intricate and detailed because a significant amount of instruction was being conveyed through the single leaf illustration. It is with that spirit that the Spirit Keeper's Tarot is cast, to amplify a tarot reader's psychic knowledge through symbolism. In the creation of the Spirit Keeper's Tarot, I impose stringent rules on myself. I completed the line drawings of the major arcana following the Fool's Journey. I began with the first version of Key Zero, which I renamed to the Initiate, because I began the creation of the deck as an initiate, with the intention that by the end of this journey, I would have become fully initiated into that point beyond the mountains. In the crafting of this deck, I found that I began with Key Zero. I also ended with Key Zero because after completing the New World Order, I produced a revised Key Zero and set aside the initial drawing I had done. After completing the minors in part, I produced yet another Key Zero, this time named the Seeker. When I completed the work, the final Key Zero I produced was named the Keeper. The 3 Key Zeros in consecutive order convey my statement of purpose for the Spirit Keeper. The first septenary integrate the self. The second septenary integrate the cosmos. The third septenary integrate the divine. And then the Fool. Which video are you asking about, Nish? I know that you said, will you be posting the link for people that find this? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yes. Okay. The Spirit Keeper's keys 1 through 21 represent primordial spirits. They form the formless. Key 0. Oh, hold on a second. All right. I had to like move my leg. My leg was killing me. Okay, where was I? I am like over here in a pretzel shape. Okay, where was I? Okay, let's see. Nish. Tamu, will you show how well the books from Benebell presents? I was leery of the whole process with Lulu, but it is easy. Oh, it's really Benebell. What I also love about our beloved Benebell, she is the queen of details. She is the queen of details. And but with the Spirit Keeper's Tarot, she eliminates that thing because all you have to do is she provides a link where you can just go and order it. And let's see, what do you say? Because the planner is that process too. Yeah. I haven't. Nish, have you received your planner yet? I have to. I think if I recall right, that the planners would be emailed out by this November 30th, I believe. So I'm trying to be patient. I know they're like overloaded, but I figure I'll wait until next week, or maybe I'll go and read the page again. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, November 30th. All right. Let's see. The Spirit Keeper, key 0 through 1, 1 through 21 represents primordial spirits. They form the formless. Key 0 is the spirit of the keeper, whether that keeper comes to the tarot deck as the initiate, the seeker, or the realized keeper. Thus, key 0 will always be the significator card when using Spirit Keeper's Tarot. There are 3 key zeros to choose from. Key 0, the initiate, for initiation into gaining access to the compendium of spirits that the compendium of spirits the deck gives access to. Key 0, the seeker, for divination. Key 7, my brain is not working. Key 0, the keeper, for communion and an interactive relationship with the spirit's roster. So I guess depending upon what you're coming to the deck for will determine which key 0 you will leave in the deck. That's just my speculation. After completing the majors, I then proceeded with the lower realm of the spirits, which begins with the set of 4s and the minor arcana. I go in the elemental order of fire, water, air, and earth, order in the opening of the 4 worlds, or in terms of suits names, scepters, chalices, swords, and orbs. The order of the minor arcana cards in this deck is the order in which I completed each card. So there you go, which we went. The lower realm is the world that has been formed. It is by itself removed and severed from the primordial spirits. And it is the upper realm that bridges the lower realm with the primordial spirits. The lower realm represents the mundane aspect. The upper realm then is the touchdown point from the primordial form of the formless. The upper realm designs the spiritual and metaphysical architecture that the lower realm is based upon. The upper realm consists of aces to 3s, and then the 4 court sets of the holy guardians, as I had done for the lower realms. In the upper realm, I followed the elemental order of fire, water, earth, and air, rendering each card from the set in the order of scepters, chalices, swords, and orbs. So I know this is a lot of information, just sort of sharing. The artistic style of the Spirit Keeper's Tarot is rendered in the spirit of Renaissance humanism circa 14th, 15th, and 16th century, a time when Christian mysticism and paganism merged. Thus, Hermeticism, traditional Western astrology, Platonic philosophy, alchemy, and the Kabbalah are the heavy-hitting influences over the imagery of this deck. The historic art styles that inspired Spirit Keeper were in turn inspired by Byzantine, Islamic, Viking, Carolingian, Celtic, Romanesque, and Gothic art styles. So those were the classic works of art I studied and referenced while drawing Spirit Keeper's Tarot. I tried to simulate medieval woodblock print art. All art in this deck are original pen and ink works hand-drawn by me and not taken from actual historic woodblock prints. My only tools for drawing these cards were pencil, pen, straight edge, and compass and protractor. So there you go. I'm done. As you can see, my brain, my mouth was not, working out with my brain. So I'm probably, obviously getting tired. So there you go. So let me check the chat room. I hope this inspires you guys to want to check out Benebell website, her cards, and at the very least, while you're waiting for 2019, and I can show you the original deck. Give me one moment. I'm going to take that away and put that there, and I will get out the deck, hopefully not knock over my entire setup. And I am coming right back. And again, as she pays attention to every detail, she offered the PDF format, the digital format of the deck. Here, let me make sure I put everything back in. Oh, this little business card she has printed with the Empress. This is the Empress. And it has, see if I can read this. Oh my gosh, I can't even see it. I can't, okay, I can't read that now. My eyes are super tired. It's really tiny. Okay, so we'll put that right there. And this is my printed version of the original book for the cards. Spirit Keeper's Tarot, Majors Only, Operation Manual. Tell me about it. The divine mysteries secure our own protection from those who are unprepared. A.E. Waite, the pictorial key to the tarot. Spirit Keeper's Tarot, Majors Only Manual. And this is for connecting with your holy guardian angel. Yeah, I'm using, I did for a minute have prescription readers, but one thing I noticed, it really felt like the prescription readers were actually making my eyes weaker. So I went back to my Magnavision glasses, and this is a silk tapestry that I have my cards wrapped in, and I opted to get the big five. I have the when she sends out the digital files, you can get the 5x7 version and the regular tarot size version. Of course, I decided to get a bigger version for coloring. I have not started coloring yet. Okay, so I will show you these cards. I don't think they're in order. Maybe, no, they're not in order, but I'll just show them to you. So this is the original Key Zero. Now you can upload this to playingcards.com or whatever the website is called, or I just took mine over to the local printer, had them printed on 100-pound cardstock. My local friend, she had hers laminated because she wasn't going to color. And I want to color mine, so I didn't have them laminated. So this is the original Key Zero. And again, these may or may not be in order. Let me see. Okay. The Magus, or Magus. I guess it depends on how you pronounce it. Divinity in man, power of spirit, the mystic fool. Spirit in search of experience. Not in order. Key 10, Wheel of Life, the Sphinx, Destiny Turning. Key 11, the Chancellor. The Chancellor. Angel of Justice, Balance, and the Sword. And see, these are just big enough that you can color them. And what was also cool is she gave you versions, options. You could print them without this border. You could even print them without the words at the bottom. She gave you many options. She is the queen of detail. Key 3, the Empress. Love that swan. Aranya's Gate, Gloria Mundi. Key 4, the Emperor. Commander of Intellections, the Cubic Stone. Key 5, the Holy See. Master of the, what does that say? Arcanes, the Channel of Grace. Key 5. I like the elephants up there. The bull. So this is like the Hierophant card. Key 20, Apocalypse. Last Judgment, the Awakening. So this is the original version. She conceived the idea on the new moon, and she was finished by the full moon. Her original name is New World Order. I took off the order part and just put New World. That's when I had mine printed. She gives you permission to print the cards however you want, use them however you want, as long as it's for personal use and you're not trying to sell her decks. So, Key 6, the Lovers. The Lovers. Mystery of the Covenant, the Two Ways. I like that. Key 7, the Chariot. I hear you, Nish. Nish says, I can't believe how fast she produced this stuff. Yeah. Let's just send her some good healing energy. Keep her strong. Chariot of Osiris, carrier of attained knowledge. Welcome, Saroth. Welcome. Key 12, the Outlaw, the Hanged One. Sacrifice and redemption, a probationary cycle. Sorry, my eyelash was itching. All right, not the eyelash, but you know what I mean. Key 13, the Reaper. Mystic Death, passage to initiation. Key 14, the Angel. The Two Urns, a divine higher genius. Key 19, the Warrior. Son of the Magi, master of mystic light. Oh, and you also had your choice of what you wanted on the back of the cards. So she provided all of the options. And key 18, the Necromancer. Moon of the Magi, gateway of resurrection. Key 17, the Healer. Star of the Magi, gifts of the Spirit. There you go. Key 16, the Tower. Material and spiritual colliding, host of the mighty. Key 8, the tamed lion. What does that say? Something innocence. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I cannot read this word. Can anybody read that? My brain is not working. I think that says in any rollable. I can't read that. If anybody can read that, please post in the chat room what that says, because my brain is not working. I cannot read that word. Oh, geez, freaking Louise. Are you serious, Julia? Are you serious? Unavoidable innocence. I could not. Okay. Okay. It does, doesn't it? Voidable. Okay, I don't see a D. I see ABLE. I'll look in the book. I will look in the book. So we're going to set that card aside because it's going to drive me crazy. I won't be able to sleep tonight. Key 15. Battling the typhoon. Rapture. And key 9, the erudite. The veiled lamp. Hermit of the mysteries. Beautiful. Oh, God, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to set this deck aside, and we're going to look up key 8. Well, see, yeah, because this is the original, the erudite. No, which one was that? Oh, hold on a second. It was key 8. What is key 8? The force. Is that what that says? Key 8, the force, is on page 69. Okay, so let's look in the book. So you can color it. You know what? I could just laminate those cards and just color here. And she gives you correspondences and idea on how to color them, just like Bota does for Paul Foster Case. Okay, key 8. Okay, that's key 9. Oi, oi, oi. Involutable. Okay, David. Let's see. Right, David is right. Involutable. I don't see it written here, but that makes sense. All of the letters. Involutable. But there's no T. Unless it was just a typo and, let's see. Okay. You're close, David. Where is it? Sublimation from the green lion, alchemical force, to the red lion represents having achieved balance and reconciliation of the polarities within us. And the green lion has transformed into the red. The serpent Kundalini is awakened. Thus, the maiden in white, our higher self, has overcome the first series of gauntlets, the first septenary, toward manifesting the great work. She is inviolable. Right there. You see it? Inviolable. Okay. So, let's look up that word, inviolable, because we got to know what that means. Never read over a word. Inviolable. Okay. Google has it. Inviolable. 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 Never is adjective. Never to be broken, infringed, or dishonored. Inviolable. So we got to drop the T and that extra A and we'll be good to go, Mr. Lux. Latin, violare. So what does that say? Latin, violare. Latin, in, not. Latin, violabilis, able to be violated. So you were close. You just had to. French, inviolable. Late Middle English. Here we go. See it again. All right. Take care, Julia. Okay. And I'm going to bring this to a close now because if you guys haven't noticed, I'm like slowly shutting down. Slowly shutting down. But this is fun. And thanks for joining me with this. We have thoroughly come and meshed into the world of Benebell Wen. And send her some good energy because she keeps strong and a shining bright light. So there you go. So that was a kind of an introduction. You're welcome, Nish. Bye, Julia. Thank you. So introduction, and again, the original 22 Major Arcana is freely available on her website. The second edition of Spirit Keepers will be sometime out in 2019. And I wish all of you a wonderful evening. Thanks for having this little fireside. Well, there's no fire here, and it's actually kind of chilly. So I don't have any socks on. Shame on me. Chat for tonight. So let's take a moment to take a nice, deep, centering breath. And may we remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. All those who have come before us. I'm Tamu Ngina, Priestess Heart. And here, let me put my bell right here so you can hear it. I thank you. Please thumbs up this video. Please share this video. You are very much appreciated. I appreciate each and every one of you. And wish you peace and great bliss. Bye-bye. Until next time, keep going.